Yo, what is going on, part-timers? Zach here. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the event guide for Kowloong Metropolis. So we're going to be going over a couple different things for the event and then jumping into the XL. So the first thing I want to talk about is going to be return. This is going to be something that is new that goes from the 24th of December until the 7th of January. You can jump in here for milestones. These are going to be one-time rewards here, you know, paying cage, all kinds of different stuff for Warzone. And it's going to give you a little bit more of a notch onto this currency up here that is going to give you more and more stuff like resources, the stamina here for the bundle as you work your way up towards the end goal. There are dailies and weeklies. You can go in here every single day to do these, and you can do these every single week. So you can see that you get a little bit of bang for your buck as you go in here and do all the kind of stuff that you're already doing, like leveling up memories and people and stuff and using your stamina. So this is going to be something that helps out with getting some tickets and all kinds of different stuff. The other part is going to be news. I'm not going to cover too much about this one because I think you guys know what's going on with this. But this currency right here, we'll explain here in a minute when we talk about memories and how they're a little bit different than last batch. But this is going to be pretty basic. You go in here, get your currencies, and you get your different resources and stuff. So the other thing that isn't not on here currently is because Kowloong Games is a little bit ahead when it comes to their servers, is going to be a live event. So there's going to be a live event that gives you a free skin. There's also a free weapon skin that's going to be in the shop, but you will see a couple different missions that you're able to do, and you have to do them in a sequence, and then you're able to get a live reindeer skin. So it's really cool that they have that. Unfortunately, I can't see it anymore because the day is past basically on this one. And then this is going to be chip activation. This is solely just stamina. As you use your stamina, you will get these currencies, and then you can spend those currencies in the shop. It's just going to be right here under event. You can see all kinds of different resources that we need. This will be a little bit more apparent when we talk about memories and how they're going to be structured. So actually, I'll go ahead and talk about the memories right now. So if you go into members and you go over to alpha or anybody that you have max, and you go over to a max reso memory, but you can go in here and you can overclock them out. So you can see that the currencies here are going to be stuff that we get from different various places during the event, which we'll highlight when we go through it. And then these ones are going to be stuff that we can grab from the shop, which we'll go back to the shop here in a minute. So the idea here is that it gives you a little bit of a stat increase. So this stat increase is not based on what's going on here. So this is attack 15, defense 23, and then you can see that this is going to be HP and crit. Now it doesn't matter too much because you can see that this one is HP and crit, and these are totally different stat boosts otherwise. You can also swap the residents, which I'm pretty sure you could do that before, but you go in here and you can swap binds to anybody you want. So if you're like, you know what, I don't want to play alpha anymore, I'm done with her, I want to have this on Ayla, cool. And then you just have to have another memory in order to reso. So you also will get a different stat here. So if you want to reroll the stat and you want to keep it on alpha, you can do that as well. I just thought I would talk about it in case you guys didn't know that. You can say, okay, you know what, I really want alpha, but I want a different stat boost because this one just isn't working for me for whatever reason. That is going to be the main thing there. And then jumping into the shop is how you're going to be able to get those little towers, I guess is what I'm going to call them, as towers of memories, because you can see high, extreme, and it doesn't matter what slot these are, they will work for any slot. So Darwin in general will be able to use these, and you can see these currencies down here are going to be stuff that we get from various ways. You can get them from the event shop as well. You can exchange these ones for those. And then going into the actual event itself, I'm not going to spend too much time on this one because I think we're starting to get an idea of what's kind of going on. Story, interlude. This is going to be the main gig here. This is what we're going to be spending the most of our time on. Main differences here, no abyss. So you are not going to be able to get those tickets to get the guaranteed memory anymore. It's just not here right now. I don't know if they're going to add it the next event. Now, main difference is going to be the fact that you have, you know, your currency stage, but instead of doing 4, you can actually do 8 runs, meaning that you have 8 waves to run through, 240 stamina. So if you have some stamina to burn, you are now able to do it 8 waves, and then you're able to go through it. Now they do have the memories here for the memory stage if you guys want to go through it. Standard stuff here, you know, 100% memory after 8 time clearing, and then you get currency as well, and then you have your reacher level authorities kind of stuff, and then you get rewards for that. No cap on the authority, 50 per stage again for that. And then let's go ahead and talk about joint warfare real quick. So joint warfare is going to be the more co-op thing. It's going to be focused on ping. You can see again the possible clears for on first time is going to be those currencies for the shop to get the Darwin stuff or whatever memory you're going for, and then just the overclocking stuff. You will have a quick match or create room, basically the same as what you have for co-op, and then you're able to, you know, swap off the difficulties if you want to. Higher difficulties get better rewards, and then you're going to be able to see one AP. So each character has an AP, and then some of them have these little badges. I'm pretty sure it's just B and A constructs. So if you're using a B or A construct and another person decides to use a B or A construct, you can see down here that it says inactive right now because I don't have anybody here. But if there was another person that used another B or A construct, we would actually get a little bit of a buff and it would make those B&A constructs a little bit heavy hitting, and it would just make them a little bit stronger. So I don't know if they're trying to prompt, people to use variety of characters, but it's cool to see that, hey, if you do use, a healer or a B live or whatever, you're able to get a little bit of a buff if somebody else is using an A or B ranked as well. So this one is going to be based on ping, and level skill range is going to be 62 to 79. It was quite hard. I couldn't do it on my own, but that was mainly like a ping issue. I just had such high ping that I couldn't even connect. I don't know. It was kind of weird. It's like whenever I was actually fighting, I was just so delayed that I just didn't even want to do it. So hopefully that's going to be fixed when it actually comes out as an original patch and everybody's able to jump onto it and it has like server ping, because I'm guessing that I'm, connecting to an entirely different server because I'm on a Kiro Games thing. So it's not going based on my stuff. So you can actually see a couple different missions here, and then this one opens up as you gradually go. I think it's time based, like day based, so it'll kind of come later date. So it's not going to be there right away. And then talking about United, this is going to be a teamwork focus, but it's not going to worry too much about ping. So you can create a room, you can have people join, but the main difference here is it's not going to be ping based. You're not actually going to be playing with somebody. You're just going to be like on a team. You can see here to the left that if I had team members, they would all be here. But I get to choose what zone I go into, and then I fight it by myself, and then I just use my team, and then unlocking or going through 2 stages unlocks the boss. And then every time that you beat the boss, you take a chunk of his health, because you'll see a huge health bar here. And then every single time that you beat it within your own like little level, you'll just take a chunk of the boss. And each one of these that you do gives you a buff. You can actually see if you click on it, you can read it, and then any buff that you have, you'll be able to see here. So this is just something that, even though you're technically on a team, you're just kind of going towards an end goal together. You're not really playing together, so you don't have to worry about the ping. Now you do have rankings, so let me go all the way back. You have point rankings. So again, this is going to be based on your own performance. You can get a couple different currencies. Again, these are going to be used for the memory towers, is basically what I guess I'm going to call them, or the high and extreme towers there. So then you can get badges and all kinds of different stuff. So that is basically the idea of that. And then that's the idea of everything going on here. You have another milestone thing. Pretty self-explanatory. Finally, let's go ahead and jump into the shop. I'm going to be talking about this through XL and then showing, stuff in the shop as well. So let's go ahead and move to the XL. You can see that this is going to be stage cost is going to be 30. I got 65 per stage run. This is going to be the lowest currency that I was able to get for the shop. So I got 65 all the way up to like 72. I'm just using the minimum here. It's going to be the 280 for the stamina. That's going to be your dorm, your daily that you get, and then plus, your max stamina that you get at 160 divided by that 30, and then times the lowest amount of currency that I was able to get. So daily, you're going to get around 607. That's going to fluctuate based on what you get, obviously, each stage. And then authority level, again, that's going to be 50. Now, talking about some of these things, I'll let you guys just highlight some different things if you need to. The main thing that I've been seeing here is the cog pack for 100,000 is going to be more worth it than this one, because this one got bumped down from 2,000 to 1,300. And you can see that you get quite a bit of it, but it's not going to be as worth in comparison to something like just getting the 100,000. So if you didn't get cogs in the last event, this is going to be the way to go for the 100,000, again, for all the overclocking materials. So talking about the memory, I don't want to spend too much time on talking about exactly what the memory is going for, but we will kind of explain it a little bit more in the Lucia Plume thing, talking more about what kind of units are going to use it. But basically the idea behind him is that you want to use him on a tank. From what I understand, you want a tank that is going to be out for a very long time. So Ayla and B Nanami is going to be somebody that helps out, because it's 30% chance to cause frost for 5 seconds while attacking. So the longer that they're able to attack, the more of a percentage that you get towards having that frost attack. You will eventually move this memory on to other units as other ice units come out. But at the first, I think it's just whoever can stay out the longest. It doesn't necessarily have to be a tank, but it will not go on Plume right away. So this is just an idea behind the memories. I will talk more about it in Lucia Plume stuff and talk more about, the teams and all that kind of stuff. So you can get one of these each and every day, basically, when it comes to running it. So 500, get one a day. And then weapon skin, talking about the weapon skin, this is going to be the weapon skin that goes with the free lives. So this is going to be the Star of Bethlehem. This is something you're able to grab as a one-time thing for 2,000. So it will cost you a little bit of time and a little bit of days to do it if you guys want it. And then you have weapon coding blueprints. That is something else I would really recommend grabbing. And then you can actually get these. So you do have to get these in part of like the live milestones in order to get her skin. So you do have to go in here and buy these memories. They are pretty cute though. So I mean, it's not really a downfall or anything like that, but you will be wanting to grab these. I actually don't think you have to do the Lucia ones, just the live ones. But these are going to be what's in the shop. And then the frog accessories, the stamp, and the blueprints are the decor blueprint set here. And then all of that's going to be highlighted here on the XL. giving you an idea of what you can get. So you can get the weapon coating 100, you can get 6 of them a day. I think you get to 20 there for the weapon coating to be finally gone. Weapon skin is going to be one and done there. It's going to cost like 4 days probably, because you get 600 a day. And then you're able to get, you know, an idea of what's going on with the accessories if you want that in the blueprint set. So going over the memory info, this is basically just letting you know what it would cost for a 12 cost of the memory right here. This guy's memory is going to be the 6,000 here for the entire set. So what I recommend with this set is to grab it while you can right now. Grab the 12 set, but do not rezo it to like Ayla or any tank that you're using. Just hold on to it, because there are units that come out way later that will want the rezo, but you don't want to do it right away because you're going to have to rebound it later. And it really doesn't matter too much when it comes to the rezo. You're just really using that tank in order to get them out there and have them out there as long on the field to do that frost. And so it's not really going to be too much of a prominent thing right at the get-goes, but I do recommend having the 12, holding on to them until the next units come that actually use it. And we'll talk a little bit more again about that in the Lucia Plume video. But basically this is the idea of 6,000 for the overall thing. If you want to grab it, it's going to take you about 10 days in order to do that. All right, guys, so that's going to be basically it for the event. There's not too much that's been changed, but there's a couple different things. So if you guys have any different questions, definitely let me know. We're going to be doing the Lucia Plume guide. We're going to be talking about all kinds of different weapons and teams and all kinds of different things like that. But I'm going to go ahead and leave this one here. Have a good rest of your night, guys. Peace.